Today's October 17th, and today we're going to talk about stalking and harassment laws in Texas. Stalking and harassment are frequently parts of domestic violence. Abuse frequently does not stop at the home, and especially if someone leaves, an abuser may continue to stalk and harass them. Okay, so they are part of domestic violence, but they are also standalone crimes, and they may occur completely outside of a domestic violence scenario. I will share my own experience being stalked to give an example of this. When I was in law school, there was a period of like a year and a half when I somehow managed to pick up not one, not two, but three different stalkers. One of them was someone I had dated, and then he showed some red flag behavior, and I broke up with him after like 6 weeks of dating, and then he continued to follow me and harass me and stalk me. One was a maintenance man at where I was living, and he kept coming into my house and stealing my clothing and following me around and weird stuff like that. And then one was a random guy that I met at a club one night who asked if he could chat with me and threw up on my shoes. And I said, "Oh, no, thank you." And then he followed me around Austin for like a good 6 months. I'd come out of my building where I was learning how to prosecute domestic violence people. It was literally my domestic violence class. I would come out of that building and find him sitting on my car and other weird behavior. And I'll tell you that when I was in law school, police didn't take any of those things very seriously. The law wasn't even structured where they could necessarily take those things seriously. But it was kind of terrifying. I was really glad to have a big dog and also be my physically fittest. And I was hoping that if I had to fight for my life, I'd at least hurt them going down. So, laws have changed a little. We do have some greater protections. Texas Penal Code Section 42.072 defines stalking as conduct that causes fear of bodily injury, death, or property damage and would cause a reasonable person to feel harassed or threatened. Penal Code 42.07 makes repeated electronic harassment, including text and phone calls, illegal. If you're being followed, watched, or harassed, online or in person, you may qualify for criminal charges and protective orders. These behaviors aren't harmless, they're crimes. Stalking behavior is not just annoying, it also means that someone who is abusive, doesn't respect boundaries, and may wish to harm you is going to know where you are. So if you are being victimized in this way, reach out to law enforcement for help. If law enforcement is unable or unwilling to help, you may need to seek the help of a private attorney. And a good way to kind of discuss the situation and find out the best steps for you in your scenario is to contact the National Domestic Violence Hotline. Once again, their number is 1-800-799-SAFE. You can also find them online at thehotline.org.